the golden door of the future. We are in the midst of fast transitions, all flawed systems being reconditioned, a new mankind coming to fruition, waking from a slumber of centuries to crumbling empires, broadband anarchy, and age-ending Mayan astrology. We wait for the motion of what's to come. Unprecedented possibilities become the hour when a new clarity is sung. Our calls for people power won't let up, feeling more evolved as it all builds up. A status quo slow world turned right side up. Some have vowed to illuminate mankind, unafraid to reveal what one might find when we combine our hearts with one world's mind. Poets are priests of the congregation, seeing spirals of radiant information, the language of truth's enunciation. Pioneers and revolutionaries dance between mediums, visionaries inventing tomorrow's sanctuaries of sentient souls' inner awakening. Promoting profound empathy, they sing about art as a way of wondering, listening ceaselessly and focusing, those of us who refuse to stop thinking. Music is ammo for the reckoning. There's an inheritance of evolved love, prehistoric harmonies push and shove, a call on the origin to rise above. Boundaries between things disappearing, no longer out of tune, we are hearing the living cell that is earth endearing. You must be a branching point for breakthrough, sense premonitions from Machu Picchu. Grab hold of what is arising in you and work the essentials of energy. Outer and inner lives in harmony, we learn to reflect within constantly. Human sensitivity is rising. More and more of us are journalizing, realizing as we are modernizing that the future's thread is transformed in us and awareness is our new animus. Reset the balance of your nucleus, because life is not promised, not guaranteed. We are pure potential, tremendously, beyond the similes and vis-a-vis. We fit ourselves into web frames on walls, strengthening personas, but all in all, when the community falls, the world falls. Hollow people gain the world, but lose soul. Bankers and senators hide in foxholes, but for life's grief, there are no loopholes. Ego has you convinced that you must fight day and night against someone else's right. Our differences must heal, then we'll unite. All are intertwined in rocking delight. Israelites, Buddhists, Christians, Shiites, judgment, shame, and blame block out the sunlight. See through the dark veil of nationalists, try so hard to overcome littleness, break down illusions of separateness, gotta protect border and greet each other, in self-absorption to serve one another. We're beckoned to be one or the other. We are a solid crew, an infinite troop. No longer will we yearn at dusk on stoops, waiting to be duped by special interest groups. There is a surge of intention to strive to say yes to harmony and revive the mind to stay hungry to change our lives. The planet's energies no longer will support negative forces, dark and ill. This is the great call to will your own will, to cultivate great opportunities. Do not be afraid to speak of unity. Truth is a stance of the community. The end of degeneration will end the advent of a world in which we mend the broken order, rebuild and transcend. Join the conscious movement of history. Ring out the 1,000 worlds of old, unfree. Ring in the 1,000 years of peace, the spirit. A lasting transformation is at stake. Gotta communicate to syncopate. The golden door of the future awaits. Surrender briefly to uncertainty. Wake up with the dream in your eyes and see we create the 21st century.
Woo!
This is, if you think you can, you can. Let me get some water. Wandering around these unhinged streets with some qualms in my pocket. When will this ink wash out? And why are they all so sick? I had to reassemble recently. Sometimes it's all just a shambles. Our social status ain't too pretty. Cracks in self-worth, gaps in empathy. If we think we can't, we can't. If we think we can, we can. If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. All that searching and networking, you had better make a plan to change the fabric of your own and make it manifest, man. Seen this old friend living on the street? He's out of options, an addict for hire. I'll always have $5 for him, happy that his life hasn't expired. And if we think we can't, we can't. If we think we can, we can. If you think you can't, you can't. And if you think you can, you can. We rap about addiction like it's Vietnam. No family untouched, a draft in full effect. We need to rethink this war because the whole system is suspect. What price is paid for our ideals, capital and tradition and possession, resisting revolutions just to stay this way? Disassociation is the sad obsession. And if we think we can't, we can't. And if you think we can, we can. And if you think you can't, you can't. And if you think you can, you can. You can, you can, you can, you can. And if you think you can, you can. Lion of God. The filth of life will not fry, and without a mention conceal the short strands of pure moral faith that your innocent and forgotten self bred into real existence. My own narrative, that of a passive martyr, is an everyday Charlie horse before I venture to a haven sea. The line, far off where sky meets ocean, holds sure of firmness of purpose and loss. I drink less and obsess under a bright barge. Too large are these, least humored of dreams and desire. A pile of my hair, pulled out in anxious twists and pent-up bundles, lay as carpet below my feet. The listless tradition and axis as walking stick to perdition, bearable to a soft kind of legitimacy, in quest for a living definition of the purring lion of God. I got one more. This is rejoicing. At an equestrian compound, I sit serenely at sunrise on the pond's bank. Birds swoop soft to catch the morning's sweet air. They chirp at the light, and I think of sleep. To the left of my bench, perch a rooster, stands guard over a family of ducks. His authoritative eye watches me. A golf cart glides by on the road behind us. I jump as the rooster's call startles me. The air raid siren rattles to a gasp. Night had not slowed me. I felt surreal, strange, struck consciously deep in my lonely thought. She said, "It won't get any easier, I promise." Shameful spite echoed like faraway thunder. Living thunder can ignite entropy in emerging adults from their frozen restlessness. In this long summer, we are star wealthy. We drive from the bank like little white minnows. Raging freaks dance in front of dusty fires, lethargy lost in purring synapses. I found that together there is never really cause for anything but rejoicing. Hallelujah! Thank you.